Okay, hi everyone. In this video I'm going to try and quickly go through a whole bunch of emails really quickly. So I'll just go through them, I'm not going to introduce them, just get them done. Okay, first one, light meters and digital cameras. I've been watching your videos. I'm about to buy some portable studio equipment using Nikon Speedlights and want to know what are your thoughts on using a light meter with digital cameras in general and studio work in particular. Okay, light meters with digital cameras, I've never used one. Never ever used a light meter. The Nikon lighting system, the whole point is you've got a screen, you can look at your photo and go, yep, that's absolutely perfect. With my flashes, I don't use a light meter, never bought one. If you're doing it in a studio and you've got those big ass lights, then yeah, you might want to use a light meter because there you can't really control the lighting that easily. It's not like it's just a couple buttons on the back of your camera. So if you're getting big studio lights which just have a constant massive power output, then yeah, use a light meter, but otherwise with Speedlights, no. Take a photo, look at it, adjust, that's it. Next one. Okay, here's one. They're asking for his degree show in photography. He wants to produce work like Gregory. He says Gregory Crewdson, but it's actually crewdson. So Crewdson. Very, very famous photographer. Does huge projects. Google him. Very interesting stuff. He usually has like photography books that come out, and they're usually massive, and they usually cost about £100 each. So his work is pretty much up there. Have you heard of him? Yes. I want to create an effect, the same effect with Speedlights. Interesting, tough. Will they be powerful enough for lighting a subject that is as far away as 20 meters? No, is the answer to that. Speedlights will not really light something up which is 20 meters away. That is a long distance. Speedlights are small little things that have not a huge amount of power. If you're wanting to light something which is 20 meters away, you're going to need a phenomenal amount of wattage to get, especially if you want them bright, and if you want to have an aperture which isn't f1.2. So if you're wanting something with a depth of field and you're wanting them to be fairly well lit, then you're going to need some serious like 3,000 watt studio lamps to be able to do something like that. Yes, they may be able to light something up, but it will be a very small amount of light that you'll get from something 20 meters away. Speedlights really are for kind of indoors, close-up stuff, unless you get like 30 speedlights together and make them all blast at full power. But generally I work within the 2 to 3 meter range. Any stuff where I've done sports out on the hills, then it's been maximum 5 meter range. In general, the distance that I can have my flashes, I can have my flashes very far away, but from me, and they can still go off, but in general, they're not going to have them beside me. This person is thinking about the 18 to 200 millimeter lens for the D80 camera. I'm looking for an all-purpose lens for my Nikon D80. Good. I like landscapes, photos, insects, flowers and portraits. I already own a 100-300 zoom and my kit lens, which is obviously, was it 18 to 55? You seem to like the 18 to 200 for your D80. That was quite a few years ago that I had that lens. Being fairly new to this, I thought that if you got a VR lens, you had to have VR technology on the camera. No, the VR in the lens is where the VR is. You just turn the button on the lens. No Nikon camera has VR in the camera. It's all in the lens. So yeah, the 18 to 200 is a brilliant all-purpose lens. And you've always got to remember, all-purpose means it's good for a lot of things. But it's not going to be great, it's not going to be excellent, and it's not going to be professional level image quality that you're going to get for certain types of shots. But generally, all-purpose, yes, you can get some great shots with it. And the VR technology is all in the lens, it moves the bits, it doesn't need your camera to do that. Okay, next one. Wedding camera upgrade to D700 versus D7000. Okay, this is a simple one then. I have two D300s, one is an S, and I'm thinking of upgrading to the D700, but we'll lose one extra slot for backing up. Talk about the memory card slots there. Would you go to the D700 or the D7000 if on a tight budget? Is there much difference, Dom? Yes, a huge difference. You would never, if you already have the D300, I would never buy the D7000 for weddings. My goodness, no. I would always go for the D700 for its ISO ability, for its build of camera, for its full frameness, for just too many things. If you're on a tight budget, then you shouldn't be doing weddings. Weddings are generally an expensive form of photography, which you should be charging an expensive amount. If you are on a tight budget, again, rent the equipment that you're going to do. But for weddings, 100 times it's always going to be the D700, never the D7000. If you can't afford it, rent it. Okay, here's another one. I'm saving up for a lens, but not sure which one to buy. Okay, I do a lot of portraits, quinceañeras, sweet 16s, and weddings. Okay, which lens would you recommend? I currently own a D80. Portraits, weddings, sweet 16s, what lens? No idea. I have no idea what lenses you've already got, and that's an impossible. That's something really for you to decide, not for me to give advice on. Also, when I use the autofocus on manual mode, sometimes it does not focus, and it will not fire or take the shot. Confused about this one. When I use the autofocus on manual mode, sometimes it does not focus. That's because you've got it on manual and you have to manually focus it. And sometimes it does not focus. No idea what that means. Next one. Here's another one. I currently shoot with the Nikon D90 and have the 18-105 and the 55-200, which I believe has the same f-stops. Yes, it does. He also has the 50mm f1.8. I am wanting to get the best lens for landscapes, people and weddings. Oh yeah, and close-up macro, most definitely for sure. Need that one. What would you suggest me but to fill in the gaps in what I already have? Okay, the lenses that we've got already just now are fairly cheap lenses, and they're generally all-round lenses rather than specific lenses. For portraits, you want, well, the 50mm 1.8 is absolutely fine for your portraits, and for your weddings, you can do that there. For your landscapes, you're going to want a wide angle, properly wide angle. The 18-105 will be fine, but if you can go wider, get wider. And macro, well, then that's going to be another type of lens. So pretty much you're going to have to get 3 different lenses there. If you're really cheap, I would say get the Nikon, if you're with Nikon, the Nikon 85mm f3.5 macro. That's going to be pretty good if you're on a smaller camera. And then I'd also get the Sigma 10-20 for wide angle landscapes. That'd be good. Okay, next one. Okay, next one is, hi Dom, I have decided to buy myself a Fuji S5 Pro based on your information. S5 Pro, amazing, I love it. There's actually some thought just now that Fuji might be bringing out the S6 Pro, the next version, which we're all very excited. If Fuji made a full frame camera just now, that would be amazing. I would love that, especially with CCD as well, because CCD compared to CMOS is a completely different world. Anyway, I won't go into it, it's too long. Anyway, I would like to know if you have any recommendations for getting sharper results other than updating firmware and buying the best glass. Already done that, well, maybe except for the Sigmas. Should I shoot RAW or medium-sized JPEGs to get sharper results because of the interpolation? What? You're thinking of, you would rather shoot medium-sized JPEGs instead of the full-size RAWs? No. Always shoot full-size. Yeah, the Fuji does have it where it's like it's really effectively a 6 million pixel image, but it's got the large and small sensors, and it interpolates it so that it becomes a 12 million. But do not think that making medium-sized JPEGs is in any way going to make your images sharper. That's just not going to happen, because what happens is the camera, inside the camera, it will take the 6 million pixel image, make it to a 12 million pixel raw image, and then it will be further screwing it up by making it a medium-sized JPEG, and then you're losing so much quality there. So no, Take it as raw, always, 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 always. I'm having trouble posting photos for micro stock sites. They reject my photos and say the quality is not good enough. Isn't 6 megapixels enough? Usually not. No, you usually need something around about the 20 megapixels. Usually a lot of people interpolate their images, so I think it needs to be about 4,000 by 5,000, which is about, what's it? Yeah, that's 20 megapixels. And that's usually just always done in software. They usually ask for it to be a TIFF file size, which is no less than 25 megabytes, or it might be even 50 megabytes. But what you can do is you can put them as JPEGs so that whenever they're opened up as TIFFs, they are that size. But yeah, 6 megapixels is usually not nearly enough for stock sites in any way. Okay, last one for this video is wedding photography. This is from Gary. He's saying, I've been asked to shoot, if I could shoot a wedding for the first time. Oh, okay, first time wedding. Always a bit scary. I covered a wedding once before behind the official photographer and got some decent shots and some rubbish ones. Okay. This was just around the church and no morning or evening stuff. I'm a bit nervous, as you should be, about agreeing, but the couple have not got a lot of money and seem happy for me to do it. Can you comment on A, suitability of my gear? Okay, you've got a Nikon D300 with 16 to 85 VR and the 50mm f1.8, and I'm hoping to get the Takina 11 to 16 soon. Okay, yeah, they're probably fine enough. Yeah, they're cool. And B, should I ask for a small charge? Well, do you know the people? If they're your mates or relations, then no, you're not going to charge them. But if there's somebody that's seen your work and thought, you're good enough, let's have you be in our wedding photography, then yeah, definitely throw in a charge. Even if it's just saying, hey, this is covering my travel there, maybe my cost for a USB stick, or what do you call it, a memory stick, to give to the people with all the images. But then obviously you buy 5 memory sticks, so you charge them like £50 for the memory stick and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely, if you don't know them, charge them. C, any other advice? Yeah, make sure you really know how to work your camera before you do a wedding. Because if you screw up one wedding, you're never going to do another wedding again. Okay, that's all the emails for today. I'll try and do another one later on. Okay, cheers, bye-bye.